Every ship needs a sailor, or who's going to row? Every note a mailer, each dead man a ghost. Go run, tell your neighbors they're missing the show. Let in some volume, clap if we call you, dial up your folks, steady as she goes, tailor-made radio.
It's kind of funny that you're in my city. The first girl I interviewed is from Calgary as well. But I'm very active in the music community here.
Yeah, I see
and
that.
Why have I never seen you?
I think I have seen you. I'm gonna tell you that.
I'm easy to recognize out there.
Well,
though.
I think I'm one of those like blend in guys, and you're like easy to spot. But I know that's a good question. Where would what would be your main like connect in? I guess maybe that's the question.
I don't know if I have a main, because I work with all genres.
Yeah.
So I mean, when Distillery and Distortion were around, those were my homes.
Yeah.
But then there's, there was Night Owl. There's man, what's the other? Broken City.
Yeah.
Blind Beggar. Flame Central. What's that?
I wonder if I've seen you at Beggar, maybe.
It could be. I worked at Beggar when it was the old one.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I moved with them over to the new location.
Yeah.
I was a server there. Look at that.
Yes. Yeah. Our band played the old space.
Oh yeah, I was there for like 6 months before it closed and went to the new space.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
It's crazy.
So I mean, how is life treating you right now? Things are kind of, especially for the entertainment industry, kind of turned upside down. This is a very different lifestyle for us.
It is. I'm doing okay, I think.
You're staying really busy.
Well, I do film work as well, so I don't want to go right down that path. But yeah, so everything, literally everything creative is shut right down, which is crazy. I've never seen anything like this. My dad, he's 80, he's never seen it.
I've not seen anything like this.
But I think that it's kind of a weird opportunity. That's what's amazing. I think that's why I'm pleased to be connected right now and chatting. I think particularly where we're at, I think a lot of the notion of creativity is sort of a down the scale of priorities kind of thing, right? And now it's now everybody's kind of like the playing field's leveled off a little bit.
Yeah,
and people have got a lot of time on their hands, and they've got a lot of uncertainty, and they're looking for maybe a little bit of hope. They're looking for a little bit of assurance, and they're obviously, there's only so much Netflix and chill you can do anymore.
It's only so much, and if you don't live with somebody, it's only Netflix. There's no chill.
Right. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I kind of feel like that's kind of what's interesting about this is now all of a sudden with the playing field a little bit level. I'm busier. I'm busier. I've been given sort of a free rein to just do what I would have normally done, but I would have had to go find that audience and beg for that audience. And now, I'm not looking for that permission. I'm just doing it, and it goes out. And sure enough, I've got 160 to 200 people, not at any given time, but overall watching videos that I couldn't get 10 to 20 people to come out to see.
So true.
It's really, it's a weird opportunity for creativity. Hey.
And I like that you mentioned, I'm speaking to a fellow Calgarian, because like you said here, and it's not even necessarily all of Alberta, because if you go up to Edmonton, I feel like their music communities are thriving a bit better than we are. But for some reason in Calgary, it's just so corporate, and everything creative, music, arts, or anything really gets put last on the list. There's no money going into it. There's no focus on it. So you try to throw a show, and it's like pulling teeth to get people out there. So this is kind of an incredible opportunity that everything's online now. And you and I have never actually spoken in person, but because of this, now here we are.
Yeah. How cool is that?
That's so rad.
How cool is that? And and that's it. I just can't think of it any other way, that the technology was supposed to connect anyway. So I still think interpersonal relationships, to give somebody a hug would be amazing right about now.
Oh God, yeah.
Like interpersonal is really important, but I think even watching technology evolve, we started to lose what the connectivity point of it was, right? So, my Facebook feed would become this political thing of us versus them. I feel this way, you feel that way, and like it was getting kind of like
it's cutthroat
for
out
a
there.
while, right? Yeah. Now all of a sudden, like with a real disaster in our hand, globally in our hands, like now people have just kind of dropped the swords down a little bit, right? And now it's like, okay, so how do we come together? How do we talk? People are,
we're reaching out for people because
we are reaching out for people, right? Yeah, because we need them.
Yeah,
and we're just reaching out in different ways. And look what's happening. I was on Zoom calls maybe 6-7 years ago.
Oh, before it was cool.
Wow, it was work related. They were awful. But now I can't wait to be on a Zoom call, and Zoom can have all my information if they
take it. Yes, accept. Yes.
Right? Yeah. Oh yeah, you guys. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, go ahead. Record whatever I say. It's fine. But yeah, at least I get to meet I get to interact, and I'm meeting all sorts of people.
Yeah.
How
did you come across Socially Distant Fest?
I had put I had thought about these tiny apartment concerts after seeing these goofy, like, Jimmy Fallon would be doing something goofy, like like this kind of idea, like the playing field's leveled off. Yeah. So the big guys could do all these kind of fun things and it looked really cool. And I've been thinking about them for a while because shows, I wasn't booking a lot of shows within the last 3 months. And I thought, wow, this might be something to do. Mm-hmm. And so it had been on my mind. I started shooting my first one. And then sure enough, I put it up on the Friday night when everything was like, people were not going to go back to work on the Monday. So I was already kind of a little bit, I feel like I was ahead of the curve, and then that Friday night I put it out, Socially Distant Fest, like blew up, just literally blew up. There was, and I got emails coming in. It's like, you've got to get your stuff over to these guys. Aww. You got to do this. This is crazy. And then it went from, 500 to like 20,000 people. And it was just, all of a sudden it was on. So it was cool. I feel great I feel fortunate that I was right at
you were an OG.
Yeah. Well, I do what I can. Yeah. So it's cool. So it gave me a lot of confidence too. It gave me a lot of courage because I didn't know how the first one would go. And now it's become like a thing to do during the week. Aww. As opposed to phoning and hearing how a venue's too busy or a bar isn't going to take us or a casino
people not showing up.
Yeah, we were planning our tours for a couple of our projects through the summer. Now that was all on hold, and it's like, okay, well now what? And so there was bad news after bad news, and then all of a sudden, it's like, okay, fine, just do this from home. Yeah, and I'm enjoying them. I'm actually enjoying them. Okay?
Oh, I love you. Look great. I love that I don't know if you've been wearing this suit all day. I literally have paint still on me from painting eggs. I was like, I ain't got time.
I had a little spot here and I was like, it won't show up.
No, I can't see
it. It's okay. We're all in the same clothes, I think.
Right? I know. One of these, I definitely did not wear pants. I'm like, they'll never know. They'll never know.
So tell me I know it's my interview, but what's your passion? What moves you forward?
It's definitely working with community. My whole career is with helping local musicians and artists and building community. That's where everything stemmed from. And I mean, again, being in Calgary, it's something you really got to focus on because you see the power when our communities come together and do something, because that's the only way we're going to get ahead in the world, but especially in Calgary, we have to really stick together. So, I mean, that's what keeps me going. And I mean, same for me. Luckily, I stumbled across Socially Distant Fest, and they brought me in as their family, and I get to do this and keep doing what I love and connecting people and connecting with new people.
It's been amazing, hey?
Yeah.
It's been amazing. It's been amazing to watch people just sort of, maybe they were always, they weren't as accessible, but maybe they were always doing it. But this idea that, hey, you know what? I'll just go live and play my guitar. I'll juggle.
That has been a thing, but it's like we're so busy in our lives that even doing a live video, still you gotta fight for views. And now it's like we have no choice. We're sitting here, but I mean, it is cool. Again, I get to meet you, but then there's so many artists. It's like how much time would have gone by until I found that person,
Yeah.
that I went without their music in my life. And there's so many collaborations happening now. I know we call him our resident DJ. That's Jeremy, Cody
Yeah.
P.
Yeah.
And then we have Evie, who does the violin. And two people who would have never spoken to each other otherwise are now collaborating to make a song together. It's just,
Yeah. Cool.
there's so much beautiful things happening. And I think it's really important to focus on all of that within all of this, because it can be scary, within all this. A lot of people losing their jobs, losing, gigs, money, everything. And it's like, who am I outside of that then?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird like it's a reset, I think. That's the thing. So with Rayo, the band, we've been at it since 2011.
Oh, wow.
So we're like, we were at kind of we're at the precipice of like basically the cliff. Album 3's recorded, but we have no mechanism, I guess, essentially. Like, we were wondering how to get it really out there anymore. The second album did well, but it was like we were producing CDs, we were begging out online for digital downloads and stuff, and the way the music industry was going, I mean, it was really not like the business model really wasn't there for us. So we've got this third album worth of material, and we're still stuck in the band. We really went over the summer basically like pondering the future of this thing. Hence the track that we put together and I wrote. There were so many question marks, and that was troubling to me. It just didn't seem right. And I think so then now doing a little bit more solo work, like freeing myself from maybe the obligations of the 4-piece because of the reality of the business. Like, we should never have been in this position where our passion and our drive forward as a group was in question solely because there was no industry to back us up, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, so the point is, it's almost like it's like now it's like, yeah, I am a little bit hopeful. We've always been a little bit hopeful, tried to write hopefully, and to get that message, like, hang in there, just hang in there a little bit longer. And I think like the same thing, like on the other end of this, there's still got to be a lot of hope. This can't possibly last forever. But the reset, I guess that's the point of the thought, was like this reset that's going on. Like, is there an opportunity for a true reset? Because the confidence that creatives and artists that maybe was lost, right? We know it well up here, can really their message might actually have a little bit more resonation, or their confidence to keep pushing forward, or come up with creative new ways to operate I'm a little bit like rose-colored glasses that way, but
I totally feel that. And I mean, I feel when you're doing something creatively as well, and you push so hard that it does become a job. You do something you love so much, but then it becomes a job and it's no longer fun. And that can happen as a musician, where you push so hard and you have this goal and this vision, but you're just not obtaining it. So then that drive does go down. Like, you start second guessing yourself. What are you doing wrong? What is and it was never anything what you were doing wrong. All of humanity is just too busy to pay attention. So now people are paying attention. So now it's like all those creative juices are flowing again. And plus, we have all the time in the world.
We got all the time in the world. The checks aren't coming in, but at least the check isn't coming in.
Right? And it's not coming in for anybody.
And it's not coming in for anybody. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's odd. It's a timely, odd thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we remain hopeful. I remain hopeful that a new thing will happen.
Yeah.
And I know there's lots of people all over the world that are going through the same things. So our situation here, luckily, we're in the same city.
We're together.
It's not, but it's not. We feel like it's unique, but I know it's not a unique situation. Right. And so yeah, I'd say, like, anybody who's listening who's not here, like, we are feeling something particular here, politically, socially, but I know it's not unique. I think it's a global condition here. And that's what's really interesting, right? So yeah, what does that global reset look like?
Yeah.
Who really are the thought leaders in that? What does that mean? Are we going to go back to normal?
No.
Are we not?
I mean,
right?
that's like how, yeah, I keep thinking about that too, because, you know, we talk about this universal income and how it would really help people. And then suddenly we're forced into that, basically.
Yeah.
So how do you go back from that then? One day we're just like, sorry guys, you gotta work's back open now. Like, how do we go back to that? But the sad thing is too that if it did, we would just do it. You know, there would be no fight, I don't think.
Well, isn't it amazing? You know, all of a sudden the money is there.
Yeah,
like
all this, right?
Like people matter all
like
of a
no
sudden.
Yeah, I found $92 billion out back, we're good, guys.
It's
like,
the weirdest
okay
thing. I just redistribute it to where it was actually supposed to go to begin with. It's a funny thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's right. And oddly enough, and again, I don't know who's listening to this, but in Alberta, we're doubling down. We doubled down on our oil and gas industry, and we may be the ones that actually have to play with universal basic income.
And like, look, we're doing okay.
Yeah, and everybody's gonna be okay, right? It's fascinating.
So I mean, personal goals for yourself. I mean, I know at the beginning, I'm always setting goals for myself, but especially I'm one of those people, you know, new year, I'm setting new goals for the year. Obviously, that whole whiteboard is garbage now. That's not happening. So it's like having to remap all of that. What are some goals you have for yourself personally, as a musician, as, you know, I don't know, family man, whatever, for your life for this year now?
Yeah, they're certainly on reset for sure. I would they're certainly on reset, but I think actually, oddly enough, they're still moving forward. I'm just trying to keep into conversations that we've just spoken about. I think what I had to learn personally was, you know, I'm in my mid 40s now, so there was a time.
You look great.
Well, thank you, Taylor. I appreciate that. The silver helps here, I think. I didn't think I would ever have that, but here I am. But you know, I think one of the things, personal goals this year, was to be kind of in that thought leadership role and actually really think about this community in ways. I think a mistake I had been making for a long time was waiting a little bit for permission from the older generation to figure it out. Turns out nobody knows what the hell's going on. This is
It's so true. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. And so what I had started before all this happened was I was in conversations about just some of these things, like what does the future look like creatively, particularly in our community. I'm a global thinker, but you know, you have to start somewhere. And so I stopped waiting for permission. I just started making phone calls. And one of the things that I think is really important right now it's clearly kind of come to fruition, is, you know, how do we actually change the structure so that the opportunities that come out of this creatively are not where we're the last part of the puzzle to come in, if that makes sense. So I've been in conversations. In particular, I'm on the board of an initiative called the Music Mile here. So that wants to have Calgary in its Inglewood district, have like an Austin feel to it, where there's vibrant music 5 nights a week down there. So if we want to reach that goal out of here, what does that actually mean? And I think thinking about it, where actually musicians are contributors to or creatives are contributors to that opportunity, as opposed to just the people that get hired, the last contractor in the equation. So I'm going to keep pushing and plowing my ego through and just see what we can't do, because I think it is time for this kind of thinking, as opposed to the building, let's build it, they will come, but actually let's figure out how to change the priority set of the community that you so lovely spoke about. I see it on I have no doubt, you knowing, just as we spoke briefly, I think it's the same as me. There is a particular on the ground understanding of how things work that is different than how the larger ecosystem works, right? So I'm
Yeah.
on a tangent. I hope that's okay.
No, this is good.
But like, so instead of making the spaces available for musicians, how do we actually have musicians feel like they're contributors? How do creatives become part of the fabric, the mosaic, that actually
Yes.
at the rate start have their say, and they're not just sort of the last hire? I mean,
Yeah.
so I'm doing that. That's still a goal.
And I like this. I just want to point out really
Yeah,
quick because we see it all the time here where yeah, you build it, but the people don't come
right.
because the creatives aren't behind it. It's the same people, it was Marquee, it was Back Alley, and then it was Marquee, and
Yeah,
then the same owners came back from Back Alley, like, and made it Back Alley again. It's just the same people over and
right.
over again, and there's no creatives behind it. And then they don't
Absolutely.
have people there, or if they have people there, they don't care about the musicians. It's just about making money from their drink sales.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we for sure in our original band, my solo performance, we've been I would call it I loosely victim. I'm not a victim, but we've set up our agreements in order to sell beer and booze, and actually I would even venture to say that that was a toxic part of my, like, I think most musicians have that story where I
Hmm.
didn't get into music to sell drinks. I got into music to play to crowds.
Yeah, that's not your
And
job. We all
it's
have our responsibility.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. And actually yeah, there's been a lot of great conversations, because I think now even the upper echelon ecosystem is starting to have that time to talk about what happens on the other end of this. Uh,
Mhm.
so I'm hopeful that I can keep these conversations going, so that we're ahead of that curve.
Yeah.
So
Because
those
I
are my
mean, too,
goals.
at the end of all of this, I mean, you can't just open your doors and expect people to come because nobody has money or their priorities have changed. So we are going to have to work together to make ourselves, comfortable and successful again.
One of the questions that came up was exactly that. What happens when a bar opens back up? And one of the propositions was like, well, let's get musicians back in as soon as possible. To the counterpoint that somebody said, well, but I can't, like, I won't
Not
be able to
playing
meet
for
my,
free.
yeah, the musician's not playing for free, and I won't be able to meet my bottom line. So how do I bring a musician in meaningfully? So the conversation almost went to that point of, well, let's not bring the musicians in. And it's like, but again, that's that same thinking. Okay, well, I can't afford the musicians, so I'm not going to bring them in. But I'm hopeful that people will come just back. We hope people will come back, and I think there was
Mm,
already a missing piece, that people weren't coming anyways. So
yeah,
why not ask the question, why now?
very
Let's ask
interesting.
it, right? And yeah. So I'm trying to stay positive. Thanks
Mhm.
for the question. I'm trying to stay
Yeah.
positive. And I think there's a lot of writing to come out of this too.
Yeah.
Clearly there's a lot of creative energy, so I'm hopeful for the rest of the year that
Oh.
we can do stuff. I'm desperate to get that album out and nail that out of the park. So
If there's
personally,
anything I can do at all to help with the album or with this project, I'd be more than happy to chat outside of this and brainstorm and see
yeah,
what I
you
could
and
do.
you and I are lifelong friends now.
Yeah, we're homies.
Yeah, we're way homies for sure. I
We are
appreciate that very
connected.
much. Well, and I thought about doing it because, like, so I'm in a 250 square foot space. I didn't think I'd ever be here this long, so but here I am creatively in Calgary. But what I originally thought is, like, yeah, I'd literally bring bands in here, like, because you do see those fun things that look fun. It's like,
Yeah.
let's stuff 8 people in my 250, and my neighbors can, yell obnoxiously
Or they
how
could just come
annoyed they are,
too.
right? Or they just come to the show.
Yeah.
So the first couple episodes I had this video where it's like, please come, you know,
Mm,
uh, if you were interested in Calgary, come drive over to my place. And obviously with the way things have gone now, that's not possible. But I
yeah.
mean, that would be it was part of the idea, was that, yeah, on the other end of this, if you want to help, I'd
I'm
love to
down.
stuff this place with, like, all sorts of goofiness. That'd be great.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
that'd be so great. And I
yeah,
mean, right now is all the time to just build it and do what you do over
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm getting quite good at it. I think you know what, audience could decide, but I'm like, from a technical standpoint, I think I got it figured out.
Yes, and I know,
Yeah.
I feel I have gotten busier now, I feel, than I was before, because focuses are changing and new opportunities come. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do all the things. So I have to apologize that you sent me a couple links today and I just haven't even had the chance to open them because I'm a mom too, so I've been out making dinner. My renter downstairs is moving now for whatever reason, so I had somebody come look at the suite, and then I just had so many things going on. I'm like, fuck, I haven't looked at those links, so I apologize, but I am gonna do it. I'm gonna check it out, and I want to see what you're doing.
I know you will. I know you will.
Yes.
That's okay. So what's keeping you? So your mom?
I'm a mom. Yeah. So I have a 9-year-old. So now
Yeah,
I'm a
9-year-old
teacher as well,
Yeah.
which I suck. It's a good thing I did not go into that profession. And then, I mean, I've done interviews like this for the last 5 years, but usually I travel to events and festivals and I do that in person, much easier, because there's less technology. So now it's learning all of this. I've been in this office for a week and a half, 2 weeks, just yelling and banging on things, making them work. And then, I mean, my main business is I do branding and marketing for musicians and small businesses. So I'm trying to keep that afloat. That's where the money was coming from. And now, not a lot of people have money for that, but I'm still helping. I mean, right now is such a perfect time to get your social media going, get your website up, figure out how to do things. So I'm still helping people with that. So it's still keeping me busy and doing
that's
this.
amazing. That's amazing. 9-year-old at home.
Yeah.
I have an 11-year-old with his mom, but same thing. So I've taken him on virtual tours of museums and arts a couple times. But
I haven't even thought of that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's been fun. But then we've had to be over Zoom to do that because I don't go see him that often. But I mean, same thing. Sitting at home, that's got to be tough.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Thanks. Well, good on you. I am so stoked we're connected now. I'm gonna have to we're gonna have to cut this off because I mean I want everybody to watch this and see this. So
hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you for taking time out of your schedule and meeting me here today.
It's been lovely. It's been lovely. All right, my lifelong friend. We'll chat you soon on the other end of this.
Yes, and we're gonna connect and we're gonna help grow the things here in Calgary and hopefully worldwide.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget worldwide.
Worldwide.
We'll take the world over one day at a time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome, James. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Taylor.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Go run, tell your neighbors they're missing the show. Let in some volume, clap if we call you, dial up your folks.